What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? Hope y'all are doing awesome. Back today with another National Preparedness Month. This is day 5. Today's topic is bugging out. What exactly is bugging out? Stay tuned. Bugging out, and I did a little quick Google search because everybody knows what bugging out is, but when you're reading through all these like people's comments in Facebook or social media posts or YouTube videos, they kind of it kind of sounds to me like they might be confused on what bugging out actually is. I did a Google search on it, just to kind of punch in Google bug out. What does bug out mean? And Webster's dictionary gave it 3 different definitions. The first one, to retreat during military action. Number 2 is to flee in panic. And number 3, to depart, especially in a hurry. Makes sense. But I think there's a little bit more to it. And the prepper side of it, and this may not be prepper in general across the board, because it seems, like I said, it seems like everybody's kind of got mixed definitions of what bugging out is. But bugging out is, it says me, is to get from where it is bad to where it is less bad and or good. So you're going from point A to point B. That's bugging out. It's what these other definitions are okay. Chaos happens. We're fleeing in panic. We're bugging out. But a lot of people think bugging out is just like, I'm gonna bug out. I'm gonna go to the mountains. I got all my fire starting kit. I got my shelter. I got all that. I'm gonna go into the woods and I'm just gonna live there until it calms down and everything gets better. To me, that's not a very good option. Don't, bugging out, is you're getting from point A to point B, and that is it. You've already got your bug out location sitting here, and that's it. You don't need to, you're not camping in the woods. You're not going camping for a month or however long. You've got your location, you're bugging out, so you go from here to there. That's bugging out. Once you get there, that's where you bug in again. And then if you need to bug out again, then you bug out again. But you're not moseying on. You're not setting up camp. You're not, it's not camping. You're not going camping. You're getting from point A to point B. Period. That's it. And that's all you need to carry stuff for. You don't need to like pack for all. You don't need to pack a 100-pound rucksack that has all your camping supplies. That you don't need to take all this crap. You're getting from point A to point B. You should have a shelter, a little sleeping kit, just in case you have to like hunker somewhere under a bush or something, or under a tree. You have to take a quick little nap. Extra socks, extra clothes, extra whatever. But the rest of it should be food and water. Some fire starting material, cool. You might need to boil some water, but you're not you're not going to stay stationary bugging out for very long. You're going to be walking. You're going to be moving. It's not it's not a camping trip. You're getting from here to there. You have supplies. You're leaving your whatever you got here. You're grabbing your bag. You're going to your bug out location. There's already supplies there. You don't need to pack it with you. You're moving. Bugging out location should already be planned and stocked up. Like I just said, you should already know where you're going. Should be stocked up. Should have supplies there to live for a few weeks, couple of months, few months, forever. Who knows? It should be stocked up for whatever you think it needs to be stocked up for. If you think you need to stock it for permanent, then that's where all your stash needs to go. All your preps, all your food storage, your ammo storage, your whatever storage. It all needs to go there. That's where you need to keep it. Don't keep a little bit of it in your house in case you have to bug in for a couple of weeks. But once you have to bug out, that's where your stuff needs to be. You need to have stuff there to last for a while. But you're not using it on the way if avoidable. I mean, I understand that sometimes you have to use it. You might have to, but food, water, shelter, fire starting kit, that's really about it. Some cordage, that should be part of your shelter. A knife, you should have a knife on you anyway, whether it's a folder in your pocket or a fixed blade on your in your bag or whatever. You should have that. You should have your gun, your some extra ammo, and that's really all you're bugging out with. You're not bugging out with a bunch of stuff. And a first aid kit, you obviously want a trauma kit just in case. If it's bad enough where you might need it, you're gonna want it. And just your basic stuff. If you're bugging out to, you might have to go a way that you don't know how to get. You might want to have a map and compass in there of your area. But bugging out is just point A to point B. That's it. You're not camping. You're not gonna walk halfway and set up shop and set up camp. If it's night, you're walking. Walk, 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 walk. That's what you're doing. You're getting there. I said you might have to stop and take a quick little nap, but you better hope you have other people there that can protect you. Because if you're sleeping, you never know what's going to happen. There's a reason you're bugging out. Why are you bugging out? Anyway, like I said, short video. Everybody has their opinions on bugging out. Why to bug out, where to bug out. Bug out bag. I got my bug out bag. Well, where are you going? That should be your first thing is where are you going? How are you getting there? What am I taking? What am I taking? Where do I go? How do I get there? What am I taking? It's that order. It's not what am I taking when I bug out. How am I going to get there? And then where am I? No, you got to know where you're going first. Got to know how you're going to get there. And then you need to know what you're taking. You're not going to wander off out to the middle of nowhere because you don't know where you're going. What if somebody else already has that location? You think I'll just wander until I find a place? What if somebody else has already picked that place? Or what if the 100 million other people are doing that same thing and you run across them and they think you're an enemy and they start shooting at you or whatever? You know your location, know how you're getting there, and take the bare minimum to get to that location. Have some stuff already there. That's it. Well, again, short video today. I'm trying to keep these National Preparedness Month videos kind of short. I'm not trying to make them too long because I did a few last year on the Seas of Survival, and some of them got a little long, and they're still good. But if you want to watch those, Seas of Survival, I'll put a playlist below or whatever if you're interested. But anyway, do the YouTube stuff, like, share, comment. You know the YouTube stuff. There's also links below if you feel like donating, or links to all my socials or any of the products or that I use or whatever. Just whatever links below. If you feel like helping out financially, some of those. If not, just hit the subscribe button. I'm no pressure for the donating stuff. If there's any products you see down there with a link, if you buy it, you're getting a pretty good product. Plus, you're helping me out with a few pennies, Amazon affiliate or whatever. And if not, hey, no worries. Just hit the subscribe button. I love you regardless. But anyway, that's it for today. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you in the next one.